Welcome everybody. This is another episode of the From a Fan's Perspective podcast where we talk everything MMA news and UFC related. I'm your boy JB, and if you listen to any type of rap music that's good for you, you might know me by my AKA Moody Jean. I'm here with my co-host,
your boy Mr. What's good?
And behind the screen we got our boy the white man, Chris.
Hi.
So what we got today, mister?
Alright, so we'll jump right into it. The first thing I wanted to go over quickly was Yana Kuniskaya. She fought about 5-6 weeks ago, and now she's like 6 weeks pregnant. So, do you think she fought while she was pregnant, or she got pregnant like immediately after?
I think if she did fight pregnant, I definitely don't think she knew. I think it was too early for her to know.
How soon do you know?
2 weeks. Don't ask me how I know. But as early as 6 days too. You get the
good with numbers.
Go to right. No, I'm not good with numbers.
Numbers don't lie.
You go to Rite Aid, man. You get some good tests. No, I think that if she did fight, she didn't know. It was too early for her to know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's like, to be honest, man, it sucks. Because I want to see her fight again this year, and she's gonna have to take some time off.
That was a really good win for her, and I think that momentum could have carried over, but now we can only wait and see.
Yeah, how do you feel about the whole, like, with women getting pregnant? Do you think if women are under contract with the UFC, they should be on birth control or anything, or is that too touchy of a topic?
Nah, I think they should be able to live their life freely. I mean,
because they are like,
it would be weird.
The UFC's losing money.
That's well, not necessarily. I think that the fighters she's losing more money than the UFC will.
Okay, yeah, you got a point. And I'm not against women, living their lives and being able to do what they want, whether they're under a contract or not. So, but I don't
think they should get involved in the personal life of the fighters, unless it's something like John Jones or what Mike Perry and BJ Penn. The list goes on.
Yeah, some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But what you got next for me, man? Got some else on the list.
Let's go over these MMA fighters going into boxing. Let's talk about that. Your boy is getting ready to fight.
Which one?
Rampage.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, Tyrone's still kind of my boy too.
Yeah. That's my guy too.
Yeah. But Rampage is supposed to be fighting Shannon Briggs, and I watched all their IG. I think it was on IG. I watched it on YouTube though.
Them two dudes are big personalities.
Dude, it's hilarious. Have you watched any of it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you gotta see.
I just seen a clip of Shannon Briggs talking, and I don't know what he was saying.
Them two arguing with each other is the funniest.
You think it's serious, or do you think it's just...
No, they just talking shit. It's so funny because both of them still talk like they're in their prime. That's what I love the most about it. Because they're gonna go out there and I don't think it's gonna be nothing like what they planned in their head.
It won't.
But
100% it won't.
I don't. Oh, go ahead.
Who do you see winning first of all?
I think in the boxing, I'm gonna take Shannon Briggs because he was at one point in time, I ain't gonna say the top guy. I think he did win the belt, but I'm not sure. I know his record. He's only got like a couple losses. He did really good, but he kind of caught a lot of guys at the tail end of their careers.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna take nothing from him. Rampage said he's been boxing like.
That's what every MMA fighter
said. But he's been boxing, so I mean, I don't know. That. I like Rampage too, but again, like another thing to remember is Shannon Briggs is like 6'5", and Rampage struggles with weight.
You know what weight this is gonna be at?
I think it's just gonna be heavyweight.
Heavyweight?
Yeah, Briggs can't come down from heavyweight.
Yeah, I don't see either of these dudes cutting weight.
I don't know how long the rounds are, so I don't know about whose gas tank is gonna be better. I think Rampage, he's been talking like he's in shape. He said he's been getting in shape. He's been dieting.
Has he ever been in shape?
Okay. So that's funny you bring that up. Let's talk about that a little bit, right? So Rampage was on Ariel's podcast, the MMA Hour. Okay. Shout out to Ariel. And he was talking about his him dieting, and Ariel kind of got on him about like, well, what type of shape are you gonna be in? Because last time we seen you, you know, you weren't in the best shape.
Yeah, he was blaming that on a thyroid problem.
That's what he said, and he said once he realized what his problems were, I'm not gonna get into how he got it fixed. I can't really remember, but the main thing is that he said he found the solution to the problem. He started dropping weight immediately after he found the solution. He said that he's got a dietitian in his home, personal cook, and he's getting healthy and he's getting his weight down. So we'll see. I think that
we'll definitely see.
I think in Rampage prime, I think Rampage was. I mean, he didn't have the best body in the UFC. I mean, but back then, I don't think nobody really had the best body in the UFC.
Yeah, no, it wasn't really figured out.
Yeah, but he was clearly in shape, in my opinion. I think he was clearly in shape.
Where do you think the beef between these two sparked up at? Like, is it a beef or is it just maybe two guys?
Well, okay.
Or in the same.
Rampage says Shannon called him out, right? And it was after the Emelianenko fight. I think he said he had like texted him during the fight, and he said, but he didn't get the text because he was asleep. So,
to be clear, he's talking about Fedor Emelianenko. He's just really bad with names.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names. So, I guess that's where it comes from. And Rampage seen Shannon's tweet. I think it was a tweet.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, you know how Rampage is. Oh, you talking shit."
That's where a lot of beats spark up nowadays. Is tweets.
And
Twitter.
it's been like that for like 10 years now, man.
Twitter's a dangerous place.
Yeah, we found out we're blocked by Angela Hill on Twitter.
Man, let's not get into that. That's a topic that I want to discuss with her personally. So,
it's coming.
Overkill. If you ever see this, hit your boy up.
Yeah, because we love you over here, man.
Big fans.
But so that's how it kind of got started. You know, with two dudes like that, man. I'm trying not to use the N word. I'm trying to be politically correct. But you know, with two gentlemen like that, it don't take much to fuel that fire. So it started with you know, oh, you talking about me, and well, let's fight, and then, you know, the other, well, let's fight then.
Right.
So I guess the agreement, and once again, I recommend everybody go watch these lives, or just go to YouTube, type it in, and find it's hilarious. But so I guess they agreed to at first a boxing match, and then they're gonna agree on a time in between, and then they're gonna fight in the cage. I think Shannon wins the boxing match. I think unanimous decision. I don't think he knocks Rampage out. I think depending on how many rounds
Rampage
it
ever
is.
been finished?
John didn't finish him, did he?
He did. I think John.
Did he finish him?
I think John might have finished him. I forgot that he even fought John.
Yeah, TKO. They stopped. Yeah, TKO.
Yeah, he was complaining to the ref the whole time. I think he wanted out.
Yeah, he was tight. He gassed out.
Yeah.
But John was the reason he gassed out. But so I don't know how many rounds it is, but if it's more than 4, I could see Shannon knocking him out. But, you know, it may go to unanimous decision because Rampage is hard-headed. But in the MMA fight in the cage, that's the one that I really want to see. I'm actually interested in that, like, no bullshit. Because Shannon was also a K1 champion. And
that's
a lot of people don't. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that.
That's kickboxing. That's not grappling.
Yeah, but Rampage isn't a grappler.
Rampage can wrestle. If any
say Rampage can wrestle.
I don't care. Any MMA fighter is better than a boxer or kickboxer at grappling.
Wait, say
that's
that. Okay,
facts.
say that again.
Any MMA fighter.
Okay, MMA fighter
is better than a boxer or a kickboxer at grappling. That is a fact.
But it's okay. We going there then.
Yeah, we going. That's a fact.
Okay, no. I agree with you. But an MMA fighter who does not use grappling, to me, is not necessarily going to grapple.
Okay, look. So an MMA fighter versus an MMA fighter is different because they also have grappling. If you know somebody else doesn't have what you do, then you would use that because they don't have a defense for it. Right?
But most MMA fighters come from other disciplines and become MMA fighters.
Yeah, but they also develop grappling. He doesn't have enough time to develop as a decent base of grappling with the years and years of competition.
Cyril Gane has no
experience.
grappling.
How do you know that?
He's a M1 champion. He's a Muay Thai champion.
How do you know he hasn't been practicing grappling? What's Surreal's background?
In Muay Thai. That's where he comes from.
And what else?
That's it. He comes from Muay Thai.
How do you know he hasn't?
I can say that for Shannon Briggs though. How do you know he doesn't have any grappling experience?
Because he's Shannon Briggs.
But no, you can't say. What do you mean?
He had a long career in boxing.
Who's to say he didn't grapple in between?
He didn't grapple, bro.
And I mean, even after these last couple of years, like, who's to say he hasn't grappled?
You know, these type of gentlemen don't grapple. You don't play like you don't know. They don't grapple.
That's another point in my direction. Rampage doesn't grapple. Do you think Rampage is gonna grab him?
But no. Yes, I do.
I don't.
If this is an MMA fight, Rampage is grabbing him.
No,
facts.
I see.
If he's getting pieced up on his feet, unless Rampage can knock him out with the sloppy punches that he throws, he's grabbing him.
When Rampage grabs him, do you know how many punches is gonna get thrown in his face? And the minute it does, Rampage is not going to try to continue a takedown. He is going to release and he's going to start swinging.
That's even non-grapplers' defense to getting punched in the face is going for a takedown. So you think that a guy who actually knows how to get takedowns isn't going to go for one if he's getting beat up?
I think you're giving Rampage too much credit.
No.
Now, against an average person, I would say yes, all day, every day. If Rampage came in, he takes all three of us down every single time. You are talking about...
Rampage not taking me down.
Okay. The two of us in here. Rampage is going to take us down. I think you're discrediting Shannon Briggs so much to say. And, dude, Rampage is not Rampage. Like, okay, we haven't seen that Rampage in a long time.
Who's older?
Shannon Briggs is older. But only by like 3 or 4 years.
Isn't he in his 50s, though? Hold on,
he says he's 49.
Fact check this.
He says he's 49.
But
Rampage said he's been 49 for 3 years. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna have his real age on there, bro.
For real.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing. Okay, the one thing that I think you're gonna agree with me on is that with age, boxing doesn't change as much as grappling does. Your grappling changes the older you get. Yeah. Your boxing is something, it's like riding a bike. You're still sharp. You're still sharp. That's guys who could knock you out Tyson, when he could knock you out at 20, even when he was overweight, fat Tyson could still knock you out. There's grapplers who, when they get out of shape and stuff, they're not the same. It's not going to be the same type of grappling against high level guys. I don't think you're going to find his age, man. I'm guaranteed he purposely took it off. That's what I said. It's 49. It's 49 on there.
All right.
But I'm telling you, that's the one that, like, see, like, how we're even talking about it.
But the thing is, though, like, with jiu-jitsu gets better with age, too. Because it doesn't take as much of a toll. As far
You're not about to tell me Rampage does jiu-jitsu.
He's an MMA fighter. They all do jiu-jitsu. They're all black belts. He was in the UFC. They're all black belts.
Dude, Rampage, okay, check this out. Rampage is version 1 of Derek Lewis.
Oh man,
if this was Dragon Ball Z.
That's a comparison I've never thought of, but that is very, very true. That is 100%.
That's version 1 of Derek Lewis.
Man, that's a perfect comparison. It really is. That's a perfect comparison.
That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. But I look forward to that. I think that's gonna be a fun one to watch, and I actually like the MMA guys boxing. Oh, dude, they have to do a press conference for both the boxing and
Rampage
MMA.
is 43.
Yeah, so he's only a couple. That doesn't mean but yeah, they got to do a press conference. But I actually like this whole boxing MMA thing because, dude, for a long time, like a lot of people won't say it, but UFC fighters specifically, and MMA fighters in general, but specifically UFC fighters, have always felt that guys in other disciplines in a real fight would lose. And that's been a big argument that no one wants to talk about.
Do you disagree with that?
In most cases, no. At the elite level boxers and kickboxers and stuff, maybe. Yeah. But go ahead.
The thing is, we still haven't gotten to see, besides maybe one or two of boxers going into actual MMA fight. MMA is a true fight. That's a true fight.
Right.
Kinda. Because they have refs still rules. But it's more of a true fight than a boxing match. And I think that most of the MMA guys that go into boxing will lose. That I just do.
Yeah, I think boxing is the hardest thing to learn as far as like a what would you call a combat discipline. That's just my opinion. I've never done kickboxing. I've done a week and a half of Muay Thai, but I just think boxing it's way more complicated in my opinion than anything else because people are naturally better with their arms. Just anybody coming up, it's like they're gonna be naturally better with their arms than their legs. So I think the jumps of eliteness in boxing is really hard because everybody can walk into. My son can walk into a gym right now and throw a jab.
Yeah.
You know, he can throw a cross. You can't just have anybody come out there and do a lead left kick or a teep kick or anything like that. You can't have guys just come out there. So you're gonna separate.
So are you saying that kickboxing is harder or boxing?
I'm saying boxing because of the competition level.
Okay.
I think when you become elite in boxing, I think it's a lot harder because I think that there's more competition because more guys feel it's easier because I can throw a jab. But
right.
Guys steer away from like kickboxing and Muay Thai and things because that is a lot harder discipline to learn. You have to be, you have to use body functions that you're not used to using.
Right.
Same thing with wrestling. I think there's a lot of guys who could be really good at wrestling, but they steer away from it because they're naturally not like, well, that's so new to me. I'm gonna be like a baby going in there.
Right, yeah.
You know,
people are scared to learn new things, man.
Yeah.
When you use your body in a different way, it's just it don't feel right, and then you get hurt easy. And
that's why it's kind of like how I think being a great soccer player is probably the hardest thing in the world because everybody
I hold
plays soccer because everybody plays it, so it's like everybody goes out there like starting out, we all know the basics and you got to stand out from way more people than you do in basketball or football or baseball and things like that,
but with this whole boxing versus MMA thing, we still got a whole nother fight coming up on the 28th of this month of August. And it's your boy Tyrone Woodley versus Jake Paul. How do you think that goes?
You know what? I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm kind of irritated, right? Because I think this is the most focused and best shape Tyron's been in the last 5 years.
I swear to God, I said the same thing. I was like, this dude is literally getting he's motivated to beat up this
I've
YouTube
never seen
guy.
him like this.
Would you still consider Jake Paul a YouTuber? I've never once seen a YouTube video of Jake Paul. I don't know what he does. What is he famous for? Does he rap? Does he sing? Does he make vlogs? Does he
for being famous?
Does he just do pranks? What does he do? I've never once seen
I think he's exceeded the YouTube thing. He's definitely got a big following on YouTube and his brother, but
he makes a lot of money. I know that.
He's exceeded that. His name is like a brand now. It's like the Kardashian, like that. It's the Paul brothers,
right?
But
Tyron's I wouldn't say he's too focused, but Tyrone is more focused than he's ever been for any fight. Like he's about to win a belt for beating this dude.
That just lets me okay. So on this Tyrone topic. Yesterday, I actually watched Michael Jai White's interview on Vlad. I don't know if you've seen. He's got a new one up. You gotta check it out.
World's greatest black guy.
He said he thinks at 170. He said Tyrone could be champion. The only person stopping Tyrone is Tyrone.
In what?
To become champion.
Champion in what?
In MMA, in UFC at 170.
I kind of agree with it.
I won't disrespect Usman that much.
Right, yeah.
I mean, if Michael Jai White says it, then it's got to have some type of validity.
Yeah. That guy's always on Vlad.
Before I seen the way Tyrone was training for this fight and everything, before I seen all that, I would disagree. I'm like, I don't think so. But the way Tyrone has been out of the media, he's been training, and I don't know if
we ain't heard no new rap music.
Yeah, well, but the thing that at first that I brushed off. Like, I'm like, come on. Tyrone said he wants to take boxing serious. He's found a new, and I think it's him finding a new love for something.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
agree.
it is.
Yeah.
And I was like when I first heard it, I'm like, nah, man. But he's like, no, he's serious about it. He said after this, he wants to take a real boxing fight. Yeah. So he's kind of using this as like a stepping stone. And I don't know how much boxing Tyrone has done. You know, in the past, you know, people always give him credit for, he explodes and he's got an overhand right off the cage.
Every wrestler.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think he's just a wrestler with overhand right.
But how do you think this fight plays out? Do you think he wins, or do you?
I think he does, because one thing that people aren't talking about that much, I think Tyron's cardio is way better than Jake Paul's.
Yep.
And I don't care. You can come in there looking like a Greek god. You can't train your cardio in a year or two. That takes years and years and years to get to where Tyron's at. Like I think Tyron's gonna run circles around him.
And I think Jake Paul has that. He's starting to get it. I'm not comparing the two, but he has that Rousey kind of mindset. Whereas like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hit this guy with this right, and he's going to sleep. It's gonna be over in the first round, because that's what happened in his other fights.
Yeah.
And now he's expecting that, and I think once it's not over in the first round, he's gonna get scared, and he's gonna be looking like, oh my god, and he's just gonna be a deer.
Once the real fight starts.
Once that real fight starts, and them later rounds come, Tyrone's gonna take over. And it's weird for me to be saying that Tyrone's gonna take over, because, I mean, it's Tyrone, but in the later rounds, but I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Tyrone wins this fight.
Yeah, I don't think it's good as, like, don't get me wrong, Jake Paul looks good hitting the bag. Like, don't get me wrong, he looks good.
Anybody can look good.
That's my point. He looks good, and I mean, he's in shape. But dude, you can't discredit experience.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, dude, there's something about, like, yeah, you can talk about Tyron's explosiveness. You can talk about Tyron's this, that, and the third. I put all that. That's extra. The thing is that that man has been in a cage fighting like the way they fight with 4-ounce gloves.
Real fighters.
Yeah. Held a belt, defended it 5 times. Like, you can't discredit this man and say that, like, Jake Paul's gonna, like, now if it happens, anybody can get knocked out. Like, anybody can get knocked out. Anything can happen in there. But I think Tyron's just as explosive as Jake. I don't think
we got a lot of UFC fighters and MMA fighters that say that they think Tyrone is going to take a dive. Do you think there's any validity
because
in that?
Because of the simple fact that he looks at this like a stepping stone. I think Tyrone, like I said, I think Tyrone has found a new love, and I don't think this is a gimmick for him. So I don't think he's going to take a dive. And, man, Tyrone's rich. Right? Like, for people who are thinking, like, this is a money grab, or, I mean, the money would be nice, but, dude, Tyrone's good. Like, if he wants to do a career in boxing, this type of money isn't going to steer him away from a career in boxing.
Yeah, he got rapper money. Quit playing with
him. You got to put some respect on his music, man.
All the niggas not in love, and not in love with you.
Yeah, man, it's.
But do you think that it was smart for Jake to sign that rematch clause? You know about that?
Yeah, I would sign a rematch clause.
Do you think that is because he's scared, or because he thinks he's gonna lose?
No, it's because he likes money.
Okay.
I honestly think Jake thinks he's gonna win. Jake's one of them dudes, like, I could see even when he was looking at Tyrone, like, because he's taller than Tyrone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sizing him up. You just don't know what this dude can do, because you've seen him get beat up by other professional fighters, and that's something that. And I mean, maybe he don't think he can win, and he just doesn't care and wants the money, which is cool too. But no, I think he thinks he's gonna win. And we'll see. Only time will tell. I'm pretty sure I know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, I think I got an idea, but.
So, and I look forward to see if Tyrone wins. I look forward to seeing him start a boxing career. And if he loses, I mean, I'd want to see a rematch. I don't hate on Jake Paul, man. If he wins, more power to him.
Right.
Rematch.
Yeah.
I actually seen a small video.
No, go ahead.
I actually seen a small video of him talking about the list of boxers that he wants to call out after.
I was gonna say that too. And one of them said Logan Paul. It said Logan Paul at the bottom. And Logan Paul is defeated in boxing. He's never won a boxing match. So for him to be last on the, I think obviously it was just a game. But he had like fighters' names spelled wrong and everything.
Yeah.
It's just all fun.
Jake's just, I mean, Logan Paul's still like crazy rich and like
both of them.
But Jake's the star. Like I just think Jake's the guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's always you gotta pick one to be the guy. Jake's the guy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. But this is actually one that I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I'm decently. I'm interested. It's got my attention, so I'm definitely gonna tune in. We're gonna see what's up with that one.
Yeah, he's gonna tune in. I'll watch the highlights, unless it's free. I'm not paying for it.
It ain't gonna be free.
No, that's what. Yeah, I'll watch the highlights when it comes out.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump back into the UFC.
Yeah. So let's see what I got.
Well, I want to talk Islam Dos Anjos. I know that was one thing we wanted to put our hands on.
Like this guy, he can't stay away from that fight. That's his dream fight.
No, because what we were talking about earlier, right, was, and this wasn't me coming to this conclusion. I believe it was Ariel again talking about Dos Anjos, and he said that Dos Anjos has one of the hardest list of fighters that he's fought.
The hardest schedule in
and when you think about it, it's crazy to know all the names that he's fought.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Cause that dude has fought some killers.
And he doesn't get the respect.
Non-stop.
I didn't even give him that respect because this was another thing we were gonna talk about was gatekeepers, right? And I consider Dos Anjos a gatekeeper, and that's, I think, extremely disrespectful when it comes to the amount of competition that he's fought. I mean, okay, I don't consider gatekeepers disrespectful.
I don't either. I don't think gatekeeper is disrespectful.
What do you classify a gatekeeper?
I think a gatekeeper is somebody that if you beat them, you become bigger. I think it's somebody who you can beat and they shoot you up towards the title dramatically.
How do you become a gatekeeper? That's where I think the disrespect comes from, though.
I think you become a gatekeeper by being that guy that's always in title contention but loses. Okay. And then somebody else, you have to fight them as a contender spot, and then they beat you and become a contender.
Right. Okay, I agree. I think that, a guy who's never quite got the belt, but Dos Anjos was a champion.
He was a champion, and he was a good champion too.
I think it can be a guy who's never got the belt, but kind of always been in contention for a top 5 guy. Yeah. And also, and this was the other thing, this is why I said I don't think it's disrespectful to be a gatekeeper, because I think it's somebody who has had the belt, is a little bit past their prime, but they still have the skills to be right there, but that they're never going to get the belt again, and that's what I kind of consider Dos Anjos. I don't think he's going to be champion again, but the amount of the killers that dude has fought, there's plenty of people who are top 3, been champions, everything, and have not nearly fought the type of people Dos Anjos has fought.
Look,
so I'm going to put some respect on his name.
Since 2008, I'm going to list off everybody that this dude has fought. Jeremy Stevens, Tyson Griffin, Rob Emerson, and some people might not know who these guys are because some of them are a little older, but these are all elite fighters. I mean, monsters.
And talk about the different weight classes.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, different weight classes too. Rob Emerson, Kyle Bradley, Terry Edom, Clay Guida, George Soteropoulos, Gleason Tebow, Anthony Njokuani, Evan Dunham, Donald Cerrone, Khabib, Ben Henderson, Nate Diaz, Anthony Pettis, Donald Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, Tony Ferguson, Neil Magny, Robbie Lawler, Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman, Kevin Lee, Leon Edwards, Michael Chiesa, Paul Felder. Those are all monsters.
That's crazy.
Those are all potential champions.
Crazy.
All of those guys at some point in their careers could have won the belt. Yeah. And he's fought all of them. Hell, he doesn't win every single time, but he has some good wins in there.
So he admits that Nate could have won the belt.
Yeah, Nate could have won a belt.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, but the thing, Nate sucks. I will always say that Nate sucks. But at some point, he could have won a belt.
Yeah, that list of people is crazy.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous. Even to fight half of that list, that's crazy.
A lot of guys turn those fights down.
Yeah.
And then for him now,
and then he's fighting
to fight Islam, who's the guy. Now, this is the guy that everybody nowadays is I don't want to fight him.
But do you think that this is more of that for Islam or for Rafael?
In what way?
Because he can say, "Oh man, he never turns down any fights, and I wouldn't want to fight him." But do you think Islam is feeling that same way about Rafael as he would be?
No.
No.
I think Islam thinks he can run right through.
I believe he has that in his mind.
I guess they have some beef.
You gotta know that.
And I don't know what their beef is over, but I think there's a lot of pride involved. I think Dos Anjos is a very prideful person,
right.
And we know Islam is. We know about the Dagestan guys and
the Brazilians.
Yeah,
they're in the same way.
So, no, I think Islam thinks that he's gonna. I really think Islam thinks he can run right through this dude.
Do you think he can?
Yes. And only reason why is because Dos Anjos, once he gets to his back, it is very hard for him to get up. That's the only reason why. I think Islam takes him down and keeps him there for 3 rounds.
Yeah. I think Dos Anjos he struggles under pressure. He a lot of his fights that you see him lose is because he's getting pressed. Just like how Jose Aldo is. Once he starts getting pressed and pushed up against and grinded out, he kind of folds up and he's real hesitant. And I think that's his downfall. I think that's where he's lost a lot of fights. Yeah,
there's a lot of guys like when it comes to adversity and being put in positions that you don't want to be in. Like instead of trying to figure it out, there's guys who kind of, and I'm not saying neither one of them are these guys, but there are guys like that. But when they're on and they're flowing and what they do is working, they're really good. But when it's not, I mean, they're, and that's how you get the records that some of these guys have, Michael Johnson is a perfect example in my opinion. When he's on, when he does what he wants to do and it's working, you see a guy that could look like he could beat anybody on the field. Yep. And then it's
Michael Johnson will knock out a champion and then lose to a civilian.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. I just don't get it.
Well, he gets put in positions that aren't favorable to him, and he doesn't think it's like the last fight Islam fought
Thiago Moises.
Yeah, and Thiago was getting destroyed by Michael Johnson.
Smoked. Yeah, and then he got subbed.
So there are guys like that, but this is gonna be. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a great fight. I'm just gonna say I respect Dos Anjos because that dude will fight anybody.
Yeah, he's a legend for sure.
And I know they're all fighters, and they fight. There's a lot of guys who I think won't fight anybody.
Yeah, there's fighters, and then there's real fighters. He's one of those real fighters.
And when you unfortunately kind of like Nate Diaz, when you are a real fighter, quote unquote, a real fighter, sometimes you get put in a position where it's not favorable to you as far as your record. Your record looks like shit, but you fought everybody. And that's the problem with some of these guys. Some guys, they'll have a record of 16-0 because they've only fought 2 actual competitors.
Yeah, a bunch of cans. That's how a lot of I'm not being disrespectful. These guys could probably take me down, but the Dagestani guys, they've had their records. Those guys, they fight guys that are like 2-2 or 1-3 or 3-2. Weird records like that, and then they destroy these guys, and then they come up. But that's also how you get experience, because that's what they do in boxing too. That's how you get mat time and be able to perform under pressure.
I don't agree you should go out there and fight anybody.
No, I don't
think
either.
That's stupid.
I don't either.
Like I said, not stupid. I don't think it's smart for you to do if you want a long, profitable career.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, if you're trying to reach a certain goal, you have to take a certain path.
Yeah.
And if you just go out and fight every weekend or...
So, we can talk about... Well, you say let's jump into. We might as well jump into it then. The whole Luke Rockhold
and Sean Strickland. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if that fight is booked already, but I know it's in talks. And Luke Rockhold basically just said that Sean Strickland's fighting style is stupid but effective, which I somewhat agree with.
Well, what's Luke Rockhold's fighting style?
Flashy.
But what I'm saying is I'm trying not to
You seen the video of that question mark kick? But it's nasty.
But you can't. Like, okay, well, he said it's effective. So, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
he's not being
Which
like...
is true.
Yeah,
it is effective.
It is effective.
He's been winning fights.
Yeah.
And that weight jump, because he was at 170 before.
Right.
And that going up in a weight class really, really benefited him. So I'm really a strict
So
fan.
where do you think Rocco wants to keep this fight?
On the ground.
Strickland's
top
good on the ground.
How do you know that?
He's
what fight has he been on the ground?
He's good on the ground though.
How do you know that?
Well, he's a black belt.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he's a brown belt.
They all black belts. But
I've never really seen him like on the ground. But from what I hear is that he's really good on the ground.
AKA, which stands for American Kickboxing Academy, has really great wrestlers. They are all wrestlers. So if you really think that Luke Rockhold is gonna struggle with Sean Strickland on the ground, you're crazy.
I mean, but we're not talking about the Luke Rockhold of old though. Like this is
okay.
Dude, Luke Rockhold gets cracked, man.
Yeah, he's chinny.
He's cracked.
He's definitely chinny.
I don't know how I feel about that fight because I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here a little bit.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, like I haven't watched like a lot of Strickland's fights before his like winning spree.
Yeah, no,
so,
I don't think anybody did.
That's why I'm kind of like, I watch probably more Luke Rocco, but I'm trying to keep it even because I can't deny what Strickland's doing.
Yeah, the American Bisping ain't no joke, man. It's dangerous.
Oh shit! Right. Before we leave, man, I want to jump into the fights this weekend a little bit.
Okay.
So we got
main event.
Cannonier versus Gaslam.
Yup. Who you got?
I got Cannonier.
Yeah.
By TKO.
Yep. That's what I got too. I think Cannonier's gonna start chopping at those legs. His leg kicks are nasty. I mean, he finished Anderson Silva with leg kicks.
He's got to be careful.
And he's a big dude too.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful.
He does have to be careful. Because everybody has to be careful.
Yeah, but dude, Gaslam's not afraid to try and catch one of them legs.
That's true.
And we seen, but he got taken down by Bobby Knuckles.
Bobby Knuckles.
So and
Bobby Knuckles.
But yeah, I think Gaslam is Cannonier without the height and the leg kicks. I think their fighting styles are pretty similar.
Similar, yeah, they are. I think Costa's in that mix too. I'd say Costa's in that.
Yeah, but he's such a weird cause.
Yeah, I think, but besides all that, I think.
I would rather see Gaslam and
Costa.
Yeah, I'd rather see that fight, to be honest. I'd rather see a fight because I'd rather see
Cannonier versus Costa, but not Kelvin versus Costa. I actually would like to see Kelvin versus Israel again, but Kelvin's on like a losing streak or something. I think
that fight goes way different this time. I think
so?
Izzy picks him apart. Yeah, I think Izzy wanted that type of fight. I think Izzy wanted that type of fight, bro. Because
maybe
Marvin fought him kind of the same way Gaslam did, and he didn't play around with Marvin that time. Like Marvin continued to push forward just like Gaslam did. He tried to close the distance. Like I feel like he watched a lot of that Gaslam fight because it felt like I was watching the Gaslam fight, but instead of Izzy just staying in the pocket right there, like he eluded like plenty of times. He sidestepped a lot. He walked around, circled out.
Right.
And I think that's what he does to Gaslam.
Maybe he just figured that out from fighting Gaslam.
Or that too. But either way, I think I got to start putting some respect on Izzy's name because
I sleep on him a little bit.
Yeah, I never considered Izzy as like the best guy because I was like, well, you can just take him down. Like I was like, these guys are just gonna take him down, and they can't, or you can't keep him down. So
White Belt Mania.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but you got to start putting some respect on, his takedown defense and his fighting. Like his fighting IQ is up there with the best of the best.
Yeah.
So really he knows exactly who he's fighting, and he breaks them down.
Mm-hmm. So,
but jumping back to this weekend, I think Cannonier wins that fight. Like I said, TKO. I'll go. Is it five rounds?
I don't know.
Main event.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, every main event 5 rounds. Right?
I'll go TKO 4. TKO round 4. Gaslam is durable, man, but Cannonier hits hard. So, who do you think? Like, I wonder if anybody's like hit Gaslam the way Cannonier can. Because I think honestly, I think Cannonier's the hardest puncher at 185.
But even harder than Izzy?
I think so because Izzy's doesn't come with power. I think it comes more with precision.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cannonier, like when he hits dudes, man, it's crazy. In my opinion. Now I gotta think about it a little bit. Who's all at 185, but I don't think there's nobody who just straight out is explosive and just like can throw hands the way Cannonier can.
Yeah, no, I agree. But he was also a heavyweight, so he's not even a natural 170.
True.
Or 185.
Yeah.
But he that's probably why he hit so hard, because he's a big dude.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's actually a decent fight. I wouldn't say I'm like excited for it or nothing, but that's actually a decent fight.
I
think it could end up being a banger.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think that it's a toss up. It could go really good, or it could be like
exactly.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
who else is on that card? Clay Guida.
Oh yeah.
Clay Carpenter Guida.
It's always fun to watch Guida fight, man.
Hey, actually, on that card, there's actually some. Yeah, I like Clay Guida a lot. Actually, I don't know the guy he's fighting though. That's the only problem.
I don't really know him either.
But it's cool that he's still going and he's getting some up and comers too. And I actually want to see him win. So that's I'm gonna be watching out for my boy.
And I think a lot of people like you said, like a lot of people didn't make fun of Clay Guida, but he didn't really get the respect he deserved.
Right.
And I think nowadays people are like really looking at him like a legend in the UFC.
For sure. Yeah,
he's one of those I consider him a legend.
Yeah, me too.
Not even as far like, okay, we all know he's not the best fighter, but if you talk about just history and things he's done and who he's been in there with, like, I consider that dude a legend in the game.
Yep. All right, so let's just pick a few fights that we actually know from this card, because there's a lot of unknowns on this. Alexandre. Oh, well, you don't know a lot of flyweights, but at flyweight we got Alex Pantoja versus Brandon Royval, and
I know Brandon Royval.
Brandon Royval is actually decent, but I think Pantoja beats him. I think Pantoja gets inside and takes him down and just destroys him on the ground. And I know Royval, and he's a decent fighter, but I'm not really a fan. His fighting style is kind of sloppy, and it's kind of one of those things where if you get into if you have a certain style like Pantoja does, then you could probably beat him.
Okay.
So, and which other one? Let's see. Luis Saldana. That's the guy that has the missing finger. He has a nub. He was on Dana White's Contender Series.
What weight is that?
He's at 145 featherweight, and he's fighting Austin Lingo. And I think Luis Saldana is gonna win this one by TKO, but a lot of people are betting against him.
I'm gonna say you can put some money on these.
I'm gonna put some money on these fights, but a lot of people are betting against Luis Saldana because he won a split decision in his last fight. I forget. I can't think of the dude's name. I know who it was, but I can't think of the name. But it was a close fight, and people thought he lost. Yeah. So a lot of people are betting against him, but I think he's gonna take this.
Who's the co-main for this fight?
Clay Guida and Mark Madsen.
And that's what's the next? Oh, that's the flyweight.
Chase Sherman versus Parker Porter.
Okay, I like Chase Sherman.
I like Chase Sherman too.
Chase Sherman's the guy. Okay, I was gonna say heavyweight, right? Yeah, young guy.
Yeah.
Okay. He fought. Is that the one that fought Andre Arlovsky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You looking at that?
Then you got Roosevelt Roberts versus Ignacio.
Roosevelt Roberts, black dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Ignacio Bahamondes is the guy from the Contender Series, which was also on the same night as Luis Saldana. They both won. And Ignacio was destroying the dude, and then he front kicked him in the face and knocked him out. And if I'm not mistaken, Ignacio lost his last fight. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think he lost his last fight. But I got Roosevelt. Roosevelt's a monster.
I'm gonna go with Roosevelt.
I wouldn't say he's a monster, but he's good. Roosevelt's really good.
Yeah, I like Roosevelt.
Yeah. But he's
he's got the chest tattoo, right?
Yeah. Those are some of the fights that I'm actually looking. Trevin Jones is fighting too.
Oh, that's my boy, Trevin Jones. Yeah.
I can't pronounce.
From Texas, right? Trevin Jones.
Yeah, I can't pronounce.
No, that's
this guy.
Trevin.
That's Trevin Giles.
Yeah,
that's Trevin Giles. Trevin Jones is a bantamweight, but I can't pronounce the guy's name that he's fighting.
It's all good, bro.
Saeed Kamenov.
We ain't got to dissect.
It's a Russian guy, so I'm gonna go with the Russian guy. If you can't pronounce their name, they're winning. Yeah. That's just a fact.
Put money on them.
Yeah, put money on them. If you can't pronounce their name, they're gonna win.
All right, man. Was there anything else you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
The last thing I wanted to go over is Sean O'Malley talking about why he doesn't take ranked opponents. So he basically said in an interview that the reason that he doesn't take the ranked fights, or that he would rather take an unranked, is because he gets paid the same no matter what. Because he's on an exclusive contract where whether he fights Peter Yan or Chris Moutinho, he's getting paid whatever that set amount is.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I actually think that makes sense too. And
did he say how many more fights that contract is?
No, that's the one thing I was thinking. He didn't explain how. He didn't go in depth with it. And but I know that he did turn down a Frankie Edgar fight, and I do kind of think that contract isn't set in stone. He can change. Dana White can change that contract if he wants to, and make it to where it's championship money if he's fighting for a championship, or if he's fighting a higher level, they can renegotiate. So I kind of think it makes sense, but it kind of don't at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how long he can go fighting guys like Chris Moutinho.
Yeah.
It works right now. He's got a whole thing going on.
Yeah, and he has a solid fan base.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, you can have all the tricks in the world, the colorful hair, the music, the dance, the dribbling in the ring.
Right.
It's gonna come down to you win fans by winning great fights.
Yeah.
And if you're just knocking out nobodies,
Yeah.
it looks cool, but after a while,
right,
people are gonna start wanting to see.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Mike Tyson thing where people were basically just paying to see, like, oh, how long is this guy gonna last, or when is he gonna knock him out, or.
But see, with Tyson though, I mean, he won the belt at 19, so it's like when they were seeing how he could knock people out, he was the champion.
No, I'm not necessarily saying that he's as good. Like I'm
not. No. But I'm saying that's where the draw his whole career. Yeah, I'm saying that's how you keep the draw. You can knock cans out as long as you're the champion.
Yeah.
If you're not ranked and you're knocking cans out, eventually people are gonna move on.
Yeah.
There's a new fighter.
But he already has those eyes though, and some of those people that are watching Sean O'Malley aren't going to stop watching Sean O'Malley no matter what. He could lose to Cheeto again, and people are still going to watch him.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think if he 2 years from now, if he hasn't cracked the top 5 in 2 years, I don't think he has the fan base. I don't think he comes out with the type of fan base he had like his last fight. And if he's still not fighting those guys in 2 years.
Like you always say, only time will tell.
Yeah, only time will tell. But I think he's capable of fighting guys in the top 10 and winning.
I agree. I think he can.
There's certain. I wouldn't mind seeing him against
Cody Stamann.
Stamann,
yeah, that's what I said too. Cody Stamann is like
Stamann.
You just saying that because he's from Michigan, but I think Cody Stamann is ranked like 15th, ain't he?
No.
Or 14th, something. He's like 14th or 15th. I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't want to see that.
Where's Marab at?
That's what I was gonna say.
He was at like 14.
He's like 11 now.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. I'm not gonna waste time pulling up the rankings. But
he's got to fight somebody eventually, man.
Yeah, he needs to get in
fight
there.
somebody.
Take a rematch with Cheeto. Like, come on.
Yeah, knock him out, man.
Like,
knock him
let
out.
Let him kick your nerve. And
like I said, knock him out again.
Again?
Well, make him get up off the mat again, and then knock him out.
Come on, man. All right.
Because I think he's capable, man. I think
he's definitely
he checks
capable.
every box, and I think he's the real deal. We'll see when he gets taken down, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because it's coming. It's coming. Because when you get to that top 3, it gets scary in that weight division.
That's why I think that Frankie. That's why I think him turning down Frankie Edgar was smart.
Yeah,
I think the best possible fight for him in this in that whole weight class is Dominic Cruz, because Dominic Cruz isn't going to take him down. But you already know my stance on that. Dominic Cruz smokes everybody in that weight class, in my opinion.
I would like to see that fight.
But yeah, that would be that would be his. I think as far as the top guys, that would be his closest. His best bet.
And we're not going to go deep into this, but I think Shane might be too fast for Dom nowadays, man. I don't know how much that style that Dom fights is gonna work for him at this point in his career against guys who can catch him.
He just won. And
yeah, he just won, but he didn't win against nobody as fast.
He beat Casey Kenny. Casey Kenny's ranked.
But I'm talking about that style that O'Malley fights is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like the actual rank and the fight. I'm talking about
there has to be a reason. Somebody's not taking the fight, right? Casey Kenny fought against Dominic Cruz and lost, and he trains with Sean O'Malley. So you think that there's something there?
Could be. Only time will tell.
You already know.
We're gonna get out of here. I was trying to think of like some crazy ass question to ask you, but I couldn't think of shit. So.
Let's ask this question: why do certain men lose hair before other men?
Stress. No, it's
simple answer.
Male pattern baldness is a real thing. Shout out to all my baldies out there. That's why my hat's on. But no, I think you can lose it because of stress. You can lose it, you got more than one baby mama. You tend to lose it. It's genetics, man. God gives you a lot of other abilities, but He don't give you the ability to keep your hair, which I'm cool with. I got a lot of other things I'm working with. So.
It is what it is. Can't be what it's not. And bald men without 2 baby mamas or more, we support y'all too. So
yeah, shout out to y'all, man.
Stay up.
Yeah, hair transplants in Mexico is only $3,500 though. Let's get it. But that was episode 2 for y'all. We're still working on some things. We're gonna fix a few things up, get this quality better for you guys, man. We appreciate anybody who's watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely. This is the From a Fan's Perspective podcast, where we talk everything MMA news.